So I'm going to start out by asking a pretty simple question. So with a show of hands, who here would consider themselves an artist? Okay, great. Now, who here could look at a piece of paper for 5 hours and only be able to draw this? Great. So, for everyone to raise their hand in that one, this is actually a drawing from a movie called The Snowman with a $35 million budget. So if you can draw this, I think you should be pretty proud. But now I'm going to ask, what is an artist? Or more importantly, what is art? Well, if you simply take out your handy-dandy phone and Google what is art, then this exact definition will appear. The expression of, sorry, the slide isn't there. But basically what the definition is saying is that art is a way to express human emotion and imagination in a way that is there. The expression of or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form, such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily by their beauty or emotional power. So, is this art? What about this? Or this? What all that definition is trying to say is that art is a way to express human emotion or imagination in a way that is appreciated by its beauty or emotional power. Simple, right? So, let's go back to this. Is this beautiful? I don't know. I mean, it really depends on who you ask. As they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is far too objective to define, so I'm going to pretend like I didn't even ask. So, does this have emotional power? I mean, I don't know. Neither do you, because we have no idea what the person who made this was feeling. So this is where art education comes into play, and how hard it is to grade it. How do you grade something that can't be wrong, or even right? How do you teach the abstract concept of emotional power? How do you know if a student was feeling something when they made the art piece they turned in? Because art isn't exact. You can't give art a number the same way you can grade someone's math homework. And this sparks big problems because schools love assigning numbers to people. Oh, you're a 75 and you're a 90. But art can't be put into this way. So if art is this hard to grade, why do we even do it? Well, I'm going to talk to you about the importance of art. When you look at a painting, something like this, your brain instantly goes, hey, that's a human being, or hey, those are flowers, or hey, that's a human being. Even if it's extremely abstract, such as this, your brain can understand what this is. This is a concept called pareidolia. Basically, it means the human brain is able to form images out of abstract concepts. For example, when you're in your house at night and you see a face on the other side of the room, that's pareidolia. Or an evil demon trying to kill you, but probably pareidolia. I mean, hopefully pareidolia. So basically, when your brain looks at an image, it understands what it is, and it's doing a great job. When your brain looks at something like this, I mean, this isn't the most photorealistic drawing in the world, but it understands that it's a human being. And this is actually a police sketch made of a criminal who actually helped catch the person who made the crime with this. Look at how amazing our brain is at making those connections. And this is just when we see something that resembles a human face or something we understand. Now imagine what your brain does when it looks at something it considers beautiful. When your brain looks at something like this, blood flow increases to the brain by 10%, which is the equivalent of looking at someone who you love. People have stated that while looking at beautiful artworks, they feel that they are part of the art. Like when people see this piece by Jackson Pollock, they feel that they have thrown the paint onto the canvas themselves. Or people look at this and they feel that they are on the street, feeling the people walking and the cool night air. People look at this and they feel a need to adventure and feel the cold water on their feet, because art isn't only what we see or how beautiful that which we see is, it is how we feel about it. Art is not exact. And sure, techniques to draw specific things and people can be taught, but I don't believe that art education should be about teaching people how to draw an eye and how not to draw an eye. Instead, it should be about teaching children how to think like artists. Being able to create something that represents who you are and what you stand for, that you can touch and feel, is extremely liberating and beneficial to mental health. By helping children connect their emotions to something tangible, we are creating a generation of adults who is not only understanding of themselves, but also the world around them. Creativity is the future. Technology is moving so damn fast that someday a computer will be able to do everything a human does, but better and faster. But a computer will never be able to watch a sappy 80s movie starring Hugh Grant and cry about it. A computer might be able to create the most perfect drawing in the world with immaculate shading and perfect proportions, but a computer will never be able to create art. Because humans are emotional and get messy. But that's the best part about us, because even though it might suck to mess up in front of a crowd, or to lose it and start crying in public, or to get angry at a loved one, we are able to take all of those things and make art. Everybody has the ability to feel. And I believe that art education should focus on turning those feelings into something tangible. Everybody has the ability to feel, and therefore, everybody is an artist. Thank you for coming to my talk.